Yes,
George. Hey, George. How you doing, George? All right.
George Stephanopoulos, a long-standing figure in American journalism and a prominent anchor at ABC News, has found himself in the center of a high-stakes legal and professional controversy. Recently, ABC News agreed to a staggering $16 million settlement in a defamation lawsuit filed by former President Donald Trump. The settlement comes after Stephanopoulos made a contentious statement during an interview, claiming that Trump had been, quote, found liable for rape in relation to allegations made by E. Jean Carroll. The repercussions of this settlement have sent shockwaves through the media industry. The spark that ignited the legal battle.
Look, I understand that the defense of George Stephanopoulos here is going to be something like, well, he used the word rape in a kind of colloquial
generalized sense.
Of course, he was talking specifically about the legal case, so he should have used the more precise language. News commentators do make mistakes as we're reading and discussing the news. He did use that phrasing over and over and over and over again.
The origins of the lawsuit trace back to a March 10, 2024 segment on ABC's This Week, where George Stephanopoulos interviewed Republican lawmaker Nancy Mace. During this interview, Stephanopoulos made a pivotal and highly controversial statement asserting that Donald Trump had been, quote, found liable for rape by a jury in the E. Jean Carroll civil case. This declaration was a misrepresentation of the jury's actual verdict. It was also a significant overstep in journalistic reporting. The jury had determined that Trump was liable for sexual battery, but did not find sufficient evidence to conclude rape, which is a more severe charge. Trump, vehemently denying all allegations of wrongdoing towards Carroll, filed a defamation lawsuit against both Stephanopoulos and ABC News. The lawsuit claimed that the misstatement was made with, quote, actual malice, a legal standard that requires proving that the false statement was made with knowledge of its falsity or with reckless disregard for the truth. This high bar for public figures meant that the burden of proof was significantly challenging for Trump's legal team. As the legal proceedings unfolded, ABC News initially filed a motion to dismiss the case, arguing that Stephanopoulos' statements were protected under the First Amendment and that there was no evidence of actual malice. However, in July, Judge Cecilia M. Altanaga rejected ABC's dismissal arguments, allowing the case to proceed to the discovery phase. This meant that ABC News and Stephanopoulos would have to endure the grueling process of pre-trial discovery, where internal communications, emails, and other work materials would be scrutinized by Trump's legal team. The cost of prolonged litigation. As the lawsuit progressed, the financial and reputational stakes for ABC News and George Stephanopoulos grew increasingly significant. Especially against a figure as prominent as Trump, is not only expensive but also carries the risk of uncovering damaging information that could further tarnish ABC News' reputation. The discovery process is particularly daunting as it involves a deep dive into internal operations, potentially exposing sensitive information that could be leveraged against the network. The mounting costs of legal defense, coupled with the potential for extensive negative publicity, likely played a crucial role in ABC News' decision to settle the lawsuit. Instead of facing an unpredictable trial outcome and the possibility of even higher legal fees, ABC News opted to mitigate further financial loss by agreeing to the $16 million settlement. This strategic decision, while financially burdensome, allowed the network to contain the situation and prevent further escalation. And the settlement was not merely a financial transaction, it included an apology from Stephanopoulos, which was a significant concession. The apology was a direct response to the inaccuracies of his reporting and served as a public acknowledgement of the mistake. But the concession was not taken lightly by Stephanopoulos, who is described as apoplectic and humiliated by the settlement. His forced apology and the financial implications of the settlement have had a profound impact on his personal and professional standing within ABC News. Behind the scenes.
Well, ABC News has agreed to settle a defamation lawsuit that Donald Trump filed against them. The network will pay Trump $15 million, which will go towards his presidential library, and $1 million for Trump's attorney fees. Trump sued ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos after an interview with Congresswoman Nancy Mace last March, where he claimed the anchor defamed him after Stephanopoulos repeatedly said that Trump was found liable for rape. The jury actually determined Trump was liable for sexual abuse, which has a distinct definition under New York state law.
The decision to settle was not made in isolation, but was likely influenced by a confluence of factors within ABC News and its parent company, Disney. One of the primary considerations was the avoidance of a protracted legal battle that could distract from the network's broader operations and affect other departments under Disney's extensive portfolio. Disney CEO Bob Iger was reported to be particularly keen on resolving the lawsuit swiftly to avoid the uncertainty and potential fallout that a drawn-out trial could entail. Additionally, ABC News was facing internal challenges, including morale issues, following a series of layoffs across various departments. The settlement added another layer of strain, exacerbating existing tensions and contributing to a sense of instability within the newsroom. Staff members were reportedly upset about the network's tight-lipped approach to the settlement, feeling that ABC News was not transparent enough about the financial and strategic reasons behind the decision. Industry insiders also speculated that Disney was eager to reset its relationship with the incoming President-elect Trump. This is evidenced by Deborah O'Connell, who oversees ABC News, visiting Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump. Such actions suggest that Disney was looking to smooth over relations and avoid any potential political conflicts that could arise from a public trial against a future president. The timing of the settlement, just before Trump assumed office, further underscores the strategic nature of ABC News' decision to avoid antagonizing the incoming administration. And Disney was also mindful of its reputation, already having faced public scrutiny from other legal battles, such as the protracted dispute with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over the, quote, "Don't Say Gay" legislation. Stephanopoulos' personal struggle and future at ABC.
When we talk about defamation, there are a couple of rather simple elements. Number one, was the statement true or false? Well, question, was the former president found liable of rape? Answer, no. Was the former president ever found guilty of rape? Answer, no. Therefore, to say that the former president was found liable or found guilty of rape, that is false.
George Stephanopoulos, a seasoned journalist with ABC News since 1997, found himself in a precarious position following the settlement. Known for his long tenure and significant contributions to the network, the settlement and its aftermath have cast a shadow over his career. Stephanopoulos was reportedly blindsided by the settlement, leading to a personal and professional crisis. The forced apology and the financial burden of the settlement have left him feeling angry and humiliated. In the wake of the settlement, Stephanopoulos took decisive personal actions, including deleting his X account, where he had amassed over 2.3 million followers. The move can be interpreted as an attempt to distance himself from the controversy and manage his personal brand amid the backlash. The deletion of his social media presence signifies a strategic retreat from the public eye, at least temporarily. ABC News, on the other hand, has remained relatively silent about the internal dynamics leading to the settlement. While Stephanopoulos and ABC News released a joint statement expressing regret over the inaccurate statements made during the interview, the network has not provided detailed explanations on air or in their public communications. The lack of transparency has led to frustration among ABC News staffers who feel the network has not adequately addressed the situation or supported its anchor during this tumultuous period. Despite the settlement, Stephanopoulos recently signed a contract extension with ABC News, indicating that his role in the network is secure for the near future. The terms of this new deal were not disclosed, and the length of the extension was shorter than typical contracts, suggesting a cautious approach by ABC News in retaining its high-profile anchor. The future of Stephanopoulos at ABC News remains uncertain as the network continues to navigate the fallout from the settlement and address internal morale issues. His ability to recover from setback and maintain his influential position within the network will be closely watched. Broader implications. The settlement between ABC News and Donald Trump has broader implications for the industry, particularly concerning journalistic integrity and the legal standards governing defamation cases. First Amendment protections are a cornerstone of American journalism, allowing for robust and critical reporting on public figures. But the requirement to prove actual malice in defamation cases creates a challenging environment for journalists, as it necessitates not only avoiding false statements, but ensuring that reporting is conducted with due diligence and fact-checking. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on ABC News' decision to settle the lawsuit? Let us know in the comments section below.